Kingdom Come Deliverance II has been announced a couple of days ago, and it made me and a lot of fans of the game around the world really excited. We obviously don't really have that much information about the game yet, because knowing the marketing strategy and how marketing usually works in game dev these days, they're probably gonna, leave breadcrumbs here and there all the way to the release. We don't really have an exact release date yet. We know that it's going to happen by the end of 2024. So let's cross our fingers that this is actually happening. And let's be patient with all of the cool information and bits and gameplay videos that I'm sure we're going to have very, very soon. Meanwhile, we do have quite a bit of the information as well. I found a really nice interview / behind the scenes video with WARHORSE lead game developers who talk about the development of Kingdom Come Deliverance II. The video has been shared on a Czech YouTube channel, and it's actually originally in Czech, but luckily for all of us, they've added English subtitles. So I will leave the link in the description so that you can also go and check it out if you haven't yet. So I've watched it, and I've read the subtitles, and I've confirmed with my friend from Czech Republic that the subtitles are accurate, and the things that developers share in the video are very, very exciting. First of all, what I really love is that the second game happens 2 days after the first game has ended. It literally, they say that in the end of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, Henry rides into the forest, and in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, he's riding out of the forest. And they say that many things might have happened with him, to him, in the forest, because the second game is supposed to be quite a new and a different experience. To me, this is wonderful, because this is what I expect from a sequel, to pick up where the first game has ended. Some games and some franchises, they handle it quite differently. They go to the prequel route, or, like 20 years later or previously on Kingdom Come Deliverance, to kind of fill us in. The beautiful part that they share about the game is that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 works as a standalone game, so you don't really have to have played, is English grammar correct in this one? So you don't really have to know the lore of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. But obviously, if you're watching this video, you probably already know everything about Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 works well as a standalone. They also say that they've tested it. It sounds really weird, but yeah, that people who've never played the first game, they played the second one, and they had no trouble understanding what has been going on in the first 30 minutes, an hour, and that they really understood the whole scale of the story and picked up quite nicely. Henry, and I quote the subtitles, I wish I could quote like the actual saying in Czech, but they say, Henry's not such a whiner and a loser anymore. I feel really bad for Henry. I thought that he was really nice and naive in a very good way. Someone who might not have seen the real world, the real life, the outside world, how cruel it can be sometimes. I really, really enjoyed it about him. He still had this great belief in greater good, and that the future is bright and that people are nice. Obviously, Kingdom Come Deliverance and the events that happen in that game have changed that. So they say it is going to make the story more mature and less naive. They've also said that it might make Kingdom Come Deliverance resemble some other games out there in terms of the story. But also knowing that it's WARHORSE, I know that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 might still be, unique and special. But not gonna lie, I'm definitely gonna miss a more of a naive Henry. I think as a protagonist, he was definitely a breath of fresh air, because normally in video games we have someone who is, like a Mary Sue kind of syndrome. The hero who is there to save the universe, possesses every single skill and ability in the world out there, and is just ready to save humanity, whatever the cost, learning the skills, Henry was not like that, not in his skills, not in his character, and I guess that was also that's also what was so appealing about him. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's still our Henry, I'm sure, just a more of an upgraded version, right? He evolved. If Henry was a Pokemon, what would the next evolution stage of Henry be called? So let's talk about the maps of the game. It is confirmed that there are going to be 2 maps. Map number 1 is going to be in the Trotsky State Castle area. So this is right here. This is the castle. So area around here is going to be it. They have said that it's going to be smaller than the map in KCD1. However, the landscape is supposed to be much more rugged, and we will be able to spend, I quote, dozens of hours exploring it. Map number 2 is supposed to be around the size of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 map, and I'm gonna show you where it is. All right, I have made my homework a little bit. There we go. So this is Kutna-Hora, right? So this is the Kuttenberg. This is supposed to be the west of the map. So this is the big city that they've showed to us in the trailer right here. They said that the west side of the map is Suchdol. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. This looks like a very interesting area. I love that we can also see the pictures of it. This is the castle that we've seen in the trailer. This is very, very exciting, and I cannot wait to explore the city in the game as well. And they said that the south of the map is the city of Malashov, and I'm sorry if you're from the Czech Republic or speak Czech if I'm butchering any of the names. So basically, KCD2, the second map, is supposed to be this area. So another peculiar thing is that the event of the first game happened right here. So this is Ratai, this is Sasau, this is Kalitz, Ledichko. It was all the way in this area. I don't quite remember where map-wise Henry ended up being in the end of game number 1. If you remember, if you know for sure, let me know in the comments. But you know, it's quite away from Sasau, you know, all the way to Kuttenberg. It's like, you know, if we zoom in a little bit, you know, this area, it takes quite a trip to even make it here. Even if we take the western side of the map that is going to be in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, it's still quite a trip. But if we think about that map number 1 is around the Trotsky Castle, then somehow Henry had to be here. Now, it's quite a bit of a distance, and I have a bit of a question of like how Henry ended up being all the way there, then all the way here. But I cannot wait for the developers and well for the story to explain it to us, and it already makes me think. Another great thing that the developers have shared in the video is that they said that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 works better, runs better, and in general way more reliable than the first game was. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 was not really in a great state on release. Things have been improved upon ever since. I mean, it's been 6 years. However, they say that it wasn't a performance issue, but a stability problem and a functionality problem in general, that they have learned and they're going to make it a more solid and reliable experience this time, that they have rebuilt some of their systems, or rather improved the systems that they have built for Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. However, it's important to note that for a game as massive and as complex as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, it would probably be very unrealistic to expect a 100% polishness and smoothness as some smaller in scale games out there have. According to the developers, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is still very realistic, very immersive, with a feeling that you have to fight for your life. Very accurate, I would say. That it's still first person, that they say their biggest achievement in terms of graphics are, of course, facial animations, that it has improved drastically ever since Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. They have changed sword fighting a little bit. I really love that they said that whenever people say that in video games there is an easy to learn, hard to master system, that with Kingdom Come Deliverance they've really nailed the hard to master part, but not really the easy to learn part. They said they've kind of tried to make it work a bit better with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It also works really well with the story and story-wise, because when you think about it, in the beginning of the first game, Henry is just, well, I don't want to say a little boy, he's just a young lad. Pitchforks is the only thing he has ever held in his hand, so of course he was going to be very clunky with the sword and any other weapon out there, right? So you kind of learn and master it together with him. But the second time around, well, I mean, the second second game, he's already quite experienced, not just in terms of his character, but also in terms of martial arts and how he can handle different sorts of weapons out there. So I guess it works out. I'm quite curious to see what things have been reworked combat-wise. Part of me really kind of wishes for things to stay a bit challenging, like a little bit on the challenging side, something for me to actually like put my mind to put my time into learning, because Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 is one of my favorite games, also because of because every time I had a combat encounter, it was never just mindless button mashing. I always had to think. I always had to concentrate. I always had to read my opponent. I always had to analyze the situation around me. I also had to analyze the state of my weapon, the state of Henry. Is he hungry? Is he tired? Is my weapon dirty? Is my weapon sharp enough? What am I wearing? You know, it's a lot of those things, just like in real life. You know, sometimes it would feel more logical to run away from a fight rather than engage in a fight. So I really do hope they keep this aspect of combat in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, that we just like, we're there, we're really there fighting those dirty humans. The world in KCD 1 felt alive, yes, which is something we all really loved about it. You know, when people were asleep, when at night there was no one in the city, but during the day everyone was out there, that you can kind of spy and follow certain NPCs around, that sometimes for a certain interaction you had to be at the right place at the right time, but if you're 10 minutes late, well, c'est la vie, you know, come back another day. I really, really loved it. It really made me feel like I am right there, and that I'm living the life together with the characters. I'm not even gonna mention the monastery chunk of the game. That one personally drove me a bit crazy, but now thinking back on it, I was like, yeah, you know what, this was really super well done, like challenging experience. So what they say is that there are even more people now in the game, and they're doing way more things. I wonder will we catch people, you know, doing something dirty? The game is really intended to feel as a time travel to the medieval times rather than just a game. So they really want us to feel like we're right there and then. And I really love that approach. And it makes me want to, you know, and it makes me want KCD 2 come out as soon as possible. They've talked a little bit about Gutenberg, about the city. They've said how they had to balance the historical side of things and the level design of things, of course. In video games, not many things work. Whenever people say, oh, but that's not accurate, like it doesn't have a staircase like that, or it doesn't have a structure like that. In game dev, people have to consider level design. It's a big discipline. It's about keeping things fun, and it's about keeping things doable. It's about traversal and about the combat. It's pretty much about everything. It's your experience as a gamer. What is historically accurate sometimes will not work as part of the game. It'll just be unplayable, and it will be annoying to you, and you as a player will not have a very good time. So they had to find the balance between historical accuracy and what's going to work for the video game. Kudos to them for doing so. The same thing goes to the size of the city. Of course, I am certain they're going to be as historically accurate as possible with Gutenberg. They really wanted, from what I understood, they really wanted to make the city huge, like this epic experience for like hundreds of hours, you know, for you to explore different areas. But I think it's going to be just perfect. I think it's going to be just the perfect size, and I think it's going to have so many secrets in it and hidden passages and things for us to explore both during the day and during the night. And I feel like it's just going to be the certain area where people will keep discovering new things and unique things, possibly not on the first playthrough. Possibly you see a YouTube video about that. Possibly your friend tells you, hey, have you found like this door? Where the hell does it lead? I need the key. Who has the key? It makes my imagination completely go into this whole role playing of like, who do I have to pickpocket to get access to this area out there. It's locked, but I have a feeling that it can be opened. Who has the information? This is the kind of stuff that was in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to deliver even more in that regard. Overall, what I got from the video is that developers are happy that the game has finally been announced. They're happy that they can finally talk about it and share some information. They said it has been quite frustrating to not be able to say anything. There has been a lot of speculations, there's been a lot of rumors, and they said it's been quite annoying to just, keep their mouths shut and just like not say anything. That it gives the team morale, to see how excited we are, to see our reaction videos, to see the comments, to see the response on social media. It's definitely a boost of positive energy that the developers and the team needs to finish up the development of the game. And I feel it kind of works both ways. It fuels us up, we fuel them up, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to know. And another great thing from that interview is that whenever Dan Vavra spoke about something, all of the things he said, I really loved it. The man has zero bullshit air around him. I feel like he's very realistic about how game development works. He's very realistic about how game dev industry works. He's very realistic about the media. He is very realistic about, all of those outlets and journals and then review channels. And that he knows that some things might work really well, some things might not work really well. He makes zero speculations. He makes zero loud promises. He just shares facts. He says, we did this, we did that, we spent some time doing this, we spent some time doing that. Here's how my work has changed. Here's what's been going on there and there. And I really love it about him. He's just being, very down to earth, very open in an amazing way. And I think this sort of attitude is what shaped Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 into a great game, and I'm certain it's going to shape Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 into a much better game. I cannot wait to hear more about what's out there. For now, thank you for being here, and let me know in the comments what so far yet is the most exciting thing about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is for you. Bye bye everyone.